Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are now listening to That Infernal Noise podcast, part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Fuck yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You have reached That Infernal Noise. Ow, I just hit my elbow, but we'll probably keep it in because I'm still talking about it. So, today's episode is about like make or break points in the relationship. There's so many things that happen in life, and we're just here to. This episode is really to give some insight about some common things that some people don't necessarily think about before they get into a relationship. So this is for people who are in relationships, people who are thinking about relationships, trying to think about what they want or what they need to think about, because these are important things. And when you're younger, especially like growing up the way we didn't see like structured relationships, or at least I didn't.
I saw structured relationships as none of them were fucking healthy.
Fair and valid. But, just, and some tips or tricks or some things to try if you feel that your relationship, if you're already in one, some things, or even if you're not in one, But so basically today's episode is just to give you a deep dive on kind of our relationship and how our relationship has changed. And of course, using our relationship as the example points. So let's get into it. Obviously I'm Nisha. This is my husband, Robert. This is That Infernal Noise podcast. We are here. So it is March 1st.
As we're recording.
As we're recording, it is March 1st. And this is our first full episode back.
It's the first episode since July.
Did we do one in July? I thought we did it in June for Mom.
We did. It was in July, though.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, because information came out June 11th, so I think it was...
I think I already had it ready.
It was already up and out because it was listened to by June 11th. Because that's how it was heard. Whatever. Anyway, we'll get into a bunch of stuff later. From June to now has been a lot. So we've been just dealing with life. And so this is kind of the perfect episode to come back on. In researching this stuff, there are critical time frames in relationships. Obviously, when you're dating, that's something different, and then you get married, and then it's something different again. So even people who date for a long time, yes, that one relationship develops over time. But when you get married, hopefully you have a good foundation thus far, and hopefully marriage doesn't change that. But there are some people who are like, who have weird...
Well, some people need to change that.
Yeah, but there are some instances where people like become more controlling when it comes to marriage, and people have like weird views of marriage. So they're like, oh, you're my husband now, blah 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 blah, or you're my wife now. That's what I mean by that. But
the Andrew Tate
yes, like he was
podcast bro.
Yeah, very sheep in wolves clothing kind of thing.
That shit.
But women do that too. Like some women have done that too. I know, not great females. So it's hey. But the first one is the first 6 to 12 months of your marriage or relationship. Or not
Serious
12 months. 2 years. Sorry, not 12 months. 2 years. So 6 months to 2 years. That initial infatuation fades. You really start to get to see who these people are. And I'm just going to call this marriage. It could be a long-term relationship or a serious relationship.
We essentially went from being single to married with no, like, engagement or dating, basically.
Yes. So, there's that... the honeymoon phase. Everyone's heard of the honeymoon phase, and then that ends. because then you start living with this person. If you didn't live with them before marriage, and then you marry them, and then you move in with them,
I
and
think
then
that's so antiquated.
I
In this
truly
day and
truly
age,
believe it's
everybody
antiquated.
can hide themselves if you don't live together.
Yeah, and even when people live together, like they still hide. Are still able to
Yeah,
hide
but you
shit.
can't hide near as much.
Oh yeah,
You know
like
what I mean?
the behind closed doors like stuff that no one else would see. Yeah, very much so. And then that's a reality check for that. And statistically, this is when the most divorces happen. 6 months to 2 years. And that's huge. Um, and I think that me personally, I think obviously our whole system is broken when it comes to how we are taught, our school system, our work system. Like it's all screwy. I get that. But I really wish that they would teach more internal things, how to be emotionally mature, how to self-regulate, how like they should focus more on mental health just as much as they do academics, especially when you're a child.
I think they should focus on it more. Because you got a bunch of kids that are focused on grades instead of emotional, mental,
Yes,
physical well-being.
I agree. And then if that system had always been in place, I think things would be different. But that's just a me thing.
They're still gonna be assholes.
I will get off my soapbox. But yes, the honeymoon phase is, or the end of the honeymoon phase can be very detrimental to a lot of relationships, and hopefully, you can learn better communication skills and things like that. And that's also something that I think should be taught. I
We taught our kids that
Yeah.
because they've seen a lot of fighting in their years. So
Yeah.
we were teaching them that before we were healthy enough to implement it.
Correct. That's fair and
Because
correct.
we didn't want our kids to grow up being a problem like the people that have pissed us off in relationships.
Valid. But it's just again, I go back to things need to be taught sooner. Communication, conflict resolution, and anyway, for a long time, I always heard people, especially in religious areas, they do like you have to do a counseling before you get married, and I always thought that was like really dumb. I was like, but I'm not a like organized religious person. I'm a spiritual person, so like a lot of things that they do kind of confuse me anyway. But like
Any sane person would think that same thing.
yeah, but as an almost 40-year-old and us being married, well, together 15 years at the end of this year, and married for 13, then it's like,
I
oh,
didn't even think about that.
have we been together 15 years this year?
Lucky number 13.
Hey, I love the number 13 though. I think it was a lucky number, and of course,
White people fucked it up.
yes.
We both have the number tattooed on us.
We do. I wanna do something different with that tattoo, but whatever. Or do something, or I don't know. Anyway, not the point of today's conversation. But now looking back at it, I think those things should happen. Maybe not necessarily through a spiritual or a religious route, but a very secular, like go to see a marriage counselor or a therapist before you get married.
Like, you have to wait the 3 days or whatever once you get it, and they ask you stupid questions like, are you related?
That's not a stupid question.
I understand that, but are you emotionally stable? do you know about conflict resolution? How
Yeah.
would you handle A, B, and C situation? Do a fucking like driver test thing.
Yeah. And I agree with that. Like you have driver's ed, you should have like marriage ed to teach about mental health, different mental illnesses, what they look like. Because people may not even, like for you, the longest time didn't even know that, there was something out there that could be what you're dealing with. It would have never.
I mean, I knew something was wrong with me. I just didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, but people write it off as, oh, it's just, I'm just angry, or.
No, I knew something was wrong with me because I knew my reactions didn't match what was
The.
going on at times.
Okay. That's
So I
fair.
knew there was some kind of disconnect, but I hadn't heard about anything outside of like bipolar.
Mm. Yeah, it's very
And they
limiting.
said that I was, oddly enough, borderline for that whenever I was younger.
They were so
And
close.
and
So
I mean,
close.
it makes a lot of sense now because there's a lot of overlap with the bipolar
Mm-hmm.
and BPD and shit like that. And this is like, well, fuck, okay.
Unfortunately, when it comes to diagnosing mental illnesses or disorders, um, there's a lot of overlap in a lot of things, so it's
Well,
hard to like
BPD
pin.
is, I think they said, the most misdiagnosed thing.
I could
Either
completely
people
see that.
getting diagnosed incorrectly with it, or people getting diagnosed incorrectly with something else. Whenever it's actually like, it's the most insane thing to
Yeah.
read, and I'm like, fuck,
Mm-hmm.
really?
Yeah.
Like that's why it has the highest suicide rate of any fucking mental illness.
It's rough.
Like
Learning.
I didn't know that either. I was like, oh well, I guess I'm doing all right then.
Yes, you are.
There was some close ones, but
That's fair. Our dog is doing weird shit. Anyway, so after the end of the honeymoon phase, that 6 month to 2 year mark is the 3 year mark. And this is when a lot of resentments can start. Like if there's uneven distribution of responsibilities, things like that, or just if you didn't know about certain things or certain behaviors or certain thought process before, and now you're really starting to see it and live with it, and then you're starting to build those resentments. And this is a time where if you don't have those good conflict resolution skills, this is also a time that it could be detrimental, and divorce can happen and things like that. So again,
there's a lot up until like year 7 to 10. Like there's a high chance of divorce.
Oh yeah.
Before year 10.
Oh yeah,
To
definitely.
me, at least, it seems because once you get past 10, you're just like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I've seen everything. We've done everything.
Yeah. I mean, but there are still those cases that are, it's
I'm not
like,
arguing
we
that,
were
but
married
usually
for
they spend that
30
entire
years.
time fucking hating each other.
Oh.
And fucking somebody puts the coffee cup up wrong and they just go batshit crazy.
I'm over your shit.
But in reality, it's something that occurred 20 years earlier.
That's fair. So honestly, I think the 3 years should be in with the 6 months to 2 year, because it's. I mean, I guess it's significant because you've made it past the 2 years, and that's the highest divorce rate. So I'm guessing the third years.
Within the first 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the third year is still delicate, but not as much divorce. And then of course after that, it's the 7 year itch. Everyone's heard of that. But there's also significance in the 5 years, because after 5 years, breaking up significantly falls off after 5 years. But there is still a lot of issues between 5 and 7 years because of the 7 year itch. That could be complacency, boredom, and other little things like that. And that can really start making you question the commitment to each other, because lack of passion, lack of trying, you get complacent.
You get that comfortability.
Yeah, and it's everyone goes through it, because even if you've been married before, you're in your second marriage. That means something went wrong the first time. Yeah. So
Or something was just wrong, not necessarily went wrong. It was just always fucking wrong.
Always wrong the whole time. And there are some, like, that's why I never understood shotgun weddings. Like, what do you mean? You're
These are the
forcing
same
these
people that voted a pedophile into office.
Oh,
so
oh.
allegedly.
Oh, I
So
mean,
it's the same crowd, right? Like they just do dumb shit.
yes,
Like there's
yes,
no other way to say it.
that's fair.
Because if my daughter got fucking pregnant, I'm not forcing them to get married.
No,
I'm gonna be the
I'm
one
not even
saying,
gonna force
"Look,
her to
I
have
know what
it.
everybody else is saying right now.
Yeah,
If you guys are not ready to be married, that's fine.
if you're not ready to be
You need to be
parents,
ready to be a parent. That's the part you should be focused on right
if you're
now.
not ready to be a parent, that's a whole other conversation we need to have. Like
You don't just.
you don't
That's a whole
assume.
nother thing. That
Yeah, you don't
I'm gonna
make.
get off on a tangent.
Yeah, you don't make people have babies. You don't make people get married. But yeah, that's, you know. Mm, mm, mm. But and then after that 7 year itch, then between 11 and 15 years it can become dicey again because just natural life events, having kids, kids moving out, financial stressors,
Losing parents,
yes,
like
loss, all of that, and then
coming to grips with reality as a
mm-hmm,
full fledged adult, where you're like, there's no
yeah,
safety net anymore, and you
no,
realize, oh fuck, I'm the safety net now.
I'm the adult, I need an adultier adult.
And I mean, that's like we really lost ourselves in that time frame. And I mean, it was before too, but all
Yeah,
of ours was kind of sped up because
yeah,
we just got thrown into it. There was not a honeymoon phase really.
mm-mm,
It
yeah.
was we weren't together. Okay, we have a family together.
Yeah, I became a mom of three overnight.
And like that's fucking nuts to think about.
Yeah.
So realistically, you have to put us, I would say, what 2-3 years ahead of where we're actually at
Yeah.
as far as like relationship because we had to drop a lot of bullshit
Yeah.
immediately. There
Yeah.
wasn't a chance to heal. It was we got to get through this. What else we're gonna do?
Right. Exactly. And, so a lot of the major life events are having children. That's going to bring
That's
just,
all like to me. That's a mixed bag
it is.
because like watching Chris and Patty, you can see how excited they are to be parents.
Yes.
And it's beautiful to see. But I remember going through it and it was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And every little thing is like, is the baby all right? Especially with the first one. Like you just freak out about fucking everything.
Yeah.
So it's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
And then you start adding other kids into it and then in my case, I had a boy first and then a girl.
Yeah.
Two wildly different experiences.
Yeah.
Not just them as people, but in the pregnancy, in them being born, in the feelings that well up in a father and a
Yeah.
mother. Like, it's a completely different fucking animal, just one kid to another.
Right.
And then you factor in more and it just like and then they're
Yes.
all different, they're all fucking different, you have to parent differently, you got to jump from one foot to the fucking other. Like,
Yeah.
well, this one's pissy, this one's super exuberant, that one's in their fucking room locked up, the other one's fucking out with his friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
But even like when you start having kids, it's very there's
No, I'm just making the point that it never gets easier. There's always just more and more shit.
Yeah, that's fair. But at some point when they're older, you can get more one-on-one time as a couple, things like that. So, like at the beginning
and that's what
though,
we're doing now.
yeah, and that's what it and then of course, with certain households there's different dynamics. Like luckily we both work from home. So you can take the kids to school, I can pick them up. Um, you know, we're both available all the time. But that's not the case for every home. Like there's
Sometimes the kids have to take themselves to school type shit.
Yeah.
Which is what we had to do.
Yes, very much so.
Most of the time.
Like, we're really lucky to have what we have, but like I said, like, stay-at-home dads are becoming more prevalent. There's always been stay-at-home moms. So there may be an uneven distribution of responsibilities when it comes to, and especially if one of them, if both parents still work. Like, if one leaves the house and one stays, but still has to work and take care of the baby or the kids if there's multiple, so there can be some resentments there. Money's always, like, our economy's shit, our paychecks barely,
The one income household is not a feasible thing anymore.
No.
Which is crazy because both of us make pretty fucking good money.
Okay, to be fair, if I would cook more, and we didn't have,
that's not the fucking point.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that if I cooked more and we didn't buy as much takeout, we would be in a better spot, and I can admit that freely. I just I don't enjoy cooking. Yes, I should. I've heard that I should enjoy cooking because I get to feed my family, but I don't like cooking, so it is what it is. So any financial stress is going to be, something that can take a relationship down. Someone who, we growing up, we weren't taught a lot of financial literacy. So trying to have a bunch of kids grow up and not have certain kind of knowledge, and that's not something that's taught or, that you can figure out. And then if you don't have a village like we, or at least I didn't, you had somewhat of a village, but
my problem with that growing up was everybody talked at me. So whenever it came to shit like financial literacy and planning for the future and all that stuff, I heard it all in the fucking Charlie Brown voice. Wah, 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 wah. Because it's just like, y'all are saying fucked up, nutso shit, and I'm supposed to trust you on this? Like, I was always very jaded about it.
That's fair.
And now, realistically, I don't give a shit about money whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I like having shit, but if it went away tomorrow, I don't care.
Right.
I'll live in the fucking woods as a monk or some shit. Like, I'm being real.
No, I
that
agree.
Sounds fucking amazing, actually. If I didn't have kids and a wife,
yeah,
I would have been some vagabond, like riding fucking rails and eating beans out of cans my entire life.
That's hilarious.
And you've seen me eat now, so you know it wouldn't be that fucking far off.
That's very fair. Very, very true and fair.
Like, it's a lot to deal with whenever you really think about what goes in to the relationship and seeing these patterns from, like, relationship to relationship at those time frames, and it's almost universal. And the people that say it isn't are usually fucking lying.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
We're more honest about our struggles and shit.
That's fair.
But I don't know.
Oh shit! I think my shoulder hit the mic. Whoopsies. And then, of course, there's infidelity, betrayal of trust. That is just a fucking nuke to a relationship. And then, of course, how you handle it afterwards, how you handle the repair, and things like that is...
found in those situations, complete disclosure is the way to fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to dance around it. Like,
yeah.
As somebody who has been caught and who has also snitched on himself repeatedly throughout the course of my life, the path of least resistance is to just get it all on the fucking table.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you get caught, don't try to dance around it. Don't try to lie about it. Don't try to make excuses for it or make it the other person's, Jesus fucking Christ, the other person's fault.
You're right.
Because I did that, and I would say that from my perspective, I still think I'm right as to why certain things happen in my younger days.
Mm, that's fair.
So I guess it's perspective, but at the same time, like, you can't take the other person's feelings out of account.
Yeah.
Like, you still have to respect that and their
Yeah.
reaction to it, even if you feel justified or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about infidelity, I'm talking about anything.
Yeah, breaking of trust of any kind.
Well, not just that, like, just having an argument, fighting, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily a make or break situation, but
Right.
it's still important.
Right. Unfortunately, we fall under this one, you know? I mean, on top of... Because, you know, we have kids, like... I married into 3 kids, then we had another one, so 4 kids total. We had them full-time, or have them full-time. Well, the ones that
I
are
was about
minors.
to say, like, there's only one that's a minor still left. That's not ours.
Yeah, we've struggled with money, but unfortunately, you know, we have this as well. And this one's been...
We've had pretty much every scenario
That's fair.
imaginable.
That's fair. You know, life happens and we are still working through it and we are still finding our way back, and it's...
We'll probably do a full episode.
Yeah, because I didn't want to touch on it too much, but I just wanted to give examples. So, you know, it is...
I would think it'd be a good idea, because getting your perspective on healing from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll
Whatever.
probably do a whole episode on that one. But, you know,
Or trying to heal, I should say.
Yes. Because I am not fully healed.
Clearly.
It's been...
It's bullshit. Like,
No, wait, hold on. It's been like 8 months? No.
June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 9 months.
And it's March.
Well, it's March today, yeah. So, 10 months.
Almost 10 months. Yeah. So, you know, I found out a lot of information. And we'll, like I said, or like we said, we'll do a whole
We'll do a
episode on
deep
that.
dive on it.
But
at
yeah,
some
that's...
point, because I really think it would be beneficial to get
Yeah.
your perspective on somebody who has had to deal with the other side of infidelity,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like, where your head is at and why you choose to stay whenever most people would just be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, but
I'm going to say this now. Anyone who chooses to stay, I hope no one looks at them as weak, because this is...
that was a big thing for you.
Yeah.
You didn't want to feel, you were afraid of looking stupid.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, fuck everyone else, because if they're going to judge me, they're going to judge me no matter what I do, because there are going to be people that if I left, well, you should have stayed because...
You're supposed to work it out.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Just, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. And then, of course, and unfortunately, we've had to deal with this a lot. Major loss. We've lost lots of family members. And then grief creates so much, and people grieve in different ways, and you don't know how you're going to react until it's actually happening. And then...
Well, I mean, we had the conversation. I thought I knew how I was going to
Yep.
react to shit, and
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the exact opposite, but it was a lot different than I thought it was going to be.
1000%, yes.
Because I didn't think it was going to affect me as much as it did.
Yeah.
Man, I was 100% wrong. That shit hit me like a ton of fucking bricks.
Yeah.
And it wrecked me.
It did. It was hard to watch and hard to navigate. And there are some people that grieve by pushing away and becoming a recluse. There are some people who want to talk about it all the time. There are people that don't want to talk about it at all. You know, so everyone just reacts differently, and I can see that it would create a strain. And if you don't understand how your person grieves, then there can become conflict even in that. Be like, oh, you're not grieving the right way. Like, oh, you're not crying as much as I am. So weird things can cause resentment in loss. The more that I've researched it since all of the deaths.
I was
So
gonna
we,
say,
yeah.
which one?
So really researching it, it's like, oh, wait, you even further have to take into consideration not even someone's love language or the way that they handle things or react to things. It's how do they grieve, and to not hold judgment in their grieving either. So that's a whole other thing, and should probably do another episode about that too, or a whole episode about that.
We've figured out a lot about grief since the last time we
Yeah.
had a long form discussion about it.
Yeah. Excuse me.
And I mean, with that, like things like spirituality,
Yes.
can you be with somebody and handle them shifting spiritually?
Yeah. Can you truly be with someone and grow with them
Spiritually.
in all of their shifts? And not to be that you have to. I mean, obviously, if it's detrimental to themselves or the relationship, like truly detrimental, then obviously, if it's unsafe, if it's, whatever it is, then obviously, you got to go your separate ways. I get that. Like, I get it. But a lot of people truly don't realize how much life can change and what it can cause you to do. How do you react? Like, there's so much that goes into it. The more you read about it, the more you understand just human nature. And
I mean, people evolve and change
Yeah.
like every 3 years. So if you've been in a, say, 30-year relationship, you've got 10 different versions of that
Yeah.
person.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I mean, that's been apparent in our relationship. Like, overall, we're still the same people, but our mindsets and personalities have changed so much.
right.
Just getting older, not even factoring in everything we've been through. Like, just getting older changes your personality.
Oh, agreed.
And then every little trauma or whatever the fuck, or it's shit that comes back, and then that affect, like, there's just a million different things.
Yeah. Can you, like, think about that? There's, in our relationship, there have been about five different versions of us. Are you counting all of them?
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I don't know if it's five, but I can think of very distinct, I guess, eras.
That's
Because it was like us whenever we first got together. That was me still involved in music and not giving a Frenchman's fuck about the world. I wanted to watch it all burn at that point. So that's one. That's the first one. Which is the asshole you fell in love with some fucking how. And then after that, I started calming down. I distanced myself from all of the music. I was always sort of spiritual, but I got away from like the really, really dark shit. And things started getting a little bit better. I still had the drinking problem, but I was painfully aware of the damage it was causing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to quit, and I didn't know how.
That's fair.
So then there's that version. Then there's the stop drinking version, which opened up a whole can of worms as far as like mentally and emotionally.
But it
because
should.
I didn't have anything to numb anymore.
Right.
And I wasn't even like smoking weed or eating edibles or anything like that. I was just
Right.
raw dogging fucking life with caffeine in my system.
With the after
After,
drinking, so
yeah.
Monsters or Red Bulls
It was
and
usually
Dr.
Red
Pepper.
Bull, Dr. Pepper and fucking cigarettes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the third one. And then the me stopping smoking version and trying to live like more clean lifestyle and
Yeah.
be more straight and narrow.
Yes.
starting therapy, all that shit. And then, oh yeah, so that's 5, because then it's the regress, try to blow my life up version.
I really think that was like a midlife crisis on top
It
of
wasn't
grief.
it wasn't a midlife crisis. I know that for sure. It wasn't a midlife crisis. It was a I've told you
Not
this before.
wanting reality to
It
be
was a
real.
relapse. Is
Yeah.
what it was.
Yes.
Like it was.
Our therapist was brilliant in her saying that.
Well, I mean, you and I had talked about that before
What? I
too.
know. I thought, really?
We had talked about it before because I said that's what it felt like. It felt like
And then we
whenever I would
talked to our
start drinking
therapist.
again after having long gaps of it, she did mention it without us telling her that.
Did
That if that's what you're thinking,
I
you
don't
and I
remember.
had talked about it before that. So that was one of the moments we were just kind of looked at each other and be like, "See, we're on the right fucking track," because
Yeah.
she said the exact same thing that we were thinking.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how that played out, but yeah, something like that. Let's see. So there was,
And then there's this version of me, so 6 actually.
well, oh yeah, well, it about every 3 years, you know. So for me, it was pre Logan. I was still a mom. Like after you and I got together, like we had the kids full time. I
Yeah,
mean,
but you're starting like in
yeah, I had
there
I
was
had a one
before.
I had a 1 year old,
No, I'm talking about since we've been together, you were single, independent girl, went immediately to mom mode. So there's 2 right there before you have Logan.
Okay, I didn't know if you were like pre
I
Logan.
don't give a fuck. You and
Okay.
I were together the entire time, essentially.
Yeah, we were connected. We were. Okay, so there was single me.
Batshit crazy you. I'm not
Uh,
saying you were as crazy as me. I'm just saying it was.
I was a problem. And then there was post Logan and adding the final child, and then actually, because it did change me, like actually carrying, because I love all of my children and I don't love Logan more
Yeah,
or
no.
anything
It
like that.
creates a
It's just a
different thing.
different, it's different.
You didn't go through the act of childbirth with the other 3.
Correct. So, single me, mom me,
But
after birth me,
stepmom
stepmom,
you, and then
yeah,
birth you,
and then birth
or
me.
bonus mom.
Yeah, bonus mom, birth mom. And then we stopped drinking and
Stop doing
smoking.
everything.
Yeah,
Like you even stopped smoking weed.
yeah. I eat my CBD gummies now. Yeah.
Because
Uh,
weed gummies aren't strong enough.
Fair. And then starting therapy and working on my mental health and starting my mental health / spiritual journey in 2020.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then after affair, so I have 6 as well. After the affair, I've evolved again, and I'm a different person.
Now you're like the amalgamation of all of that.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel too.
Actually, I have to add a 7th in there because after mom died, that really shifted. Well, I guess I could go
Oh, well, if
in.
that's the case, then yeah, because that fucking wrecked me. But I did kind of count that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll fit that in with like the spirituality because that really started.
That kick started.
Yeah, that did a lot. So okay, that's spiritual. Yeah. So I have 6 as well.
Wow,
So
that's weird.
I mean,
But we've spent all this time trying to evolve together and not resenting each other for, I guess, changing. Because I've seen that a lot. I've had that happen to me. Where you start changing and you feel like it's for the better, but then it's met with consternation and pushback.
That's not who you
I don't
were.
I don't want to do this. Like, I need to do this and I can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
okay. And then a couple weeks and then right back to the same old shit.
right.
And then
It's hard to break habits if you're with somebody who's doing that habit.
yeah, and that's what has helped me stay
Man,
sober.
well, I was never really. I mean, I
You
drank.
were,
Don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
no, you
but
were a party girl, but you weren't like a heavy drinker. Like, you weren't an alcoholic, I don't think.
like I could drink
I
on
was
the
a
weekends.
fucking alcoholic.
I misused alcohol.
100%.
I overdrank a
I don't
lot.
know anybody that drinks that doesn't misuse alcohol occasionally.
That's fair. That's fair. But also, alcohol was not my vice. That was not my go-to. It wasn't my what I wanted to do. You know, so
You were more of a pill girly.
yeah, or huge pothead.
I don't count that. I really don't. It's
Okay,
too
that's
fucking
fair.
natural.
That's
I've
fair.
learned too much about weed.
I agree, but I still have to try to throw it in there sometimes, just in
If you think
case.
weed's a drug, you shouldn't be listening to us.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, because you have a lot of conservative ideals that you're not going to agree with things that we say.
not even a little bit. Like, not even.
So
Close.
that's the litmus test. What is your stance on pot?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a drug. Bye.
Nope. Mm-mm. No, no, no.
This podcast may not be for you.
Meh. Not at all. At all, at all.
Because that's the least of our
Yeah.
liberal agenda.
And then, of course, the final thing that kind of can trip up a relationship is actually if you didn't cohabitate before marriage, because you don't know who the person is.
You just talked about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's... I don't understand that.
Yeah. The day-to-day reality of...
How does this person handle stress with bills? You need to know that shit
Yeah.
before you get married. If somebody passes, are they the recluse? Are they the
Yeah,
talker?
all
Are
the
they-
things.
Like, what?
Yeah. Or as simple as...
They lose a job, whatever. Like, how is this person going to react to certain things?
Right.
And you need an honest view of it.
Is
Not
this-
just like, oh no, everything's fine, because everybody gives you that bullshit at the bar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what are the things that they can hide?
What are the things that they are hiding? Because it's
Right.
not, nobody's not hiding nothing. I know that was like a quadruple negative.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, I agree. But it's still just weird, you know. Okay, so on this next part, because there's 5 stages to long-term relationships too. And a lot of these stages can kind of go hand in hand with the things that can disrupt the life events. So I'm just kind of going to pinpoint, because there are key characteristics of each stage, and then like the test on if you've passed that stage, or if you've accomplished this, you've accomplished that stage, kind of. So relationship experts often define a progression that moves beyond simple time frames, focusing instead on the evolution of intimacy and acceptance. So instead of, I guess, where you are, like, timeline-wise. So it's not exactly like, oh, we've been together 10 years. It's, oh, we've managed this, and we've tackled this, and we've conquered this. So the first one is romance and forming, and that's intense attraction, the idealization of your partner. And this is the honeymoon phase. This is where you are infatuated with each other. This is the beginning, where it's all new. And if you can establish that you or the couple as a whole has enough initial connection to start a relationship? Is their bond strong enough to make a commitment to each other? That's the first stage. Do you like each other enough to be like, hey, want to give this a go? Like, so you're in it for a little bit, then there's a power struggle, or what it's called storming. So this is where the fantasy ends, the differences emerge. This is where people's little ticks or little pet peeves start.
The I Love Lucy episode.
Yes, except they were in it for a while. They just didn't think about it. But this is like the first time you're noticing the shit. This is a big part, or a big stage, where this is where you try to start changing the other person instead of trying to
What
talk to
happens
them.
whenever you do that immediately?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. But this is a major make or break stage. Okay, so, I just realized that they do something in the naming of these stages. So it's forming, storming. The second one is storming. Romance, power struggle. Forming, storming. I didn't know. I didn't make this shit up. I didn't write it. I mean, I didn't write I didn't come up with the theories or these stages. So so the test for the power struggle is, can the couple learn to fight fairly, respect each other's differences, and kind of respect that they're not going to be you. And you have to move past the desire to want to change them, or I think this should really be phrased as you should not expect yourself out of your partner, because your partner is not you. There are things that I do that you don't do, or things that I think about that you don't think about, and vice versa. And it would be unfair to expect another person who's not in your head, who has not lived your experience, to react exactly like you. That's unfair, and you have to kind of accept those differences and those little pet peeves. Yeah, like you have to get over, or like not get over them, but work through them and navigate them, and talk to each other and be honest with each other about those things. The third one is stability or norming. So forming, storming, and norming. This is where the couple starts acknowledging their differences. Like the differences in their shit. Be like, your shit is not, or that part of you is not my shit, and this part of me is not your shit. That's when you start.
We've always tried to be kind of realistic about that.
That's fair. And again, this starts from the focus of moving from wanting to change your partner to shifting into accepting who your partner is, and knowing that they're still just another person. They're a human, and you have to accept them. And then this is where the routines, roles, and shared sense of normal are established in this area of your relationship. And then the test for this is, can the couple move from simply surviving to creating a shared appreciation for one another. So instead of just we are a married couple, we wake up together, we do this thing together, it's, can I have empathy for my partner? Can I see where they're coming from? Can I see who they are as a person? Can I understand and accept how they react to things, those kinds of things, without wanting to make them like me? Because ultimately, that's what that is. In relationships, when a lot of people get upset, they have an expectation, spoken or unspoken. Most of the time, it is
mine was very spoken.
The vast majority of the time, it's going to be an unspoken, words. Why? But it's going to be an unspoken expectation, and then when those unspoken expectations are not met, and then people like me who are just kind of, I don't want to rock the boat, I don't like confrontation, so I don't say anything, and then resentment builds, and then and then the other person doesn't know, and it creates so much.
It's a thing.
It creates so much bullshit. But if you can communicate properly, accept your partner for who they are, then of course, it can be a little easier. I'm telling you, English is so hard today. It was hard yesterday too. I forgot what I was saying. I was on the phone. Because I called Gabby, but yeah, just stumbling over my own tongue. Okay, the fourth is commitment or performing. Come on.
That's not even a rhyme. It's the same word with a prefix.
I know. And this is
a prefix, I guess.
Nice. This one is the conscious decision to commit. Accepting flaws, the relationship's shortcomings, and then finding the balance between intimacy, the closeness between the partners, and then still your autonomy, and how to still be a person, but a person who is in a relationship and navigating the two. And then it's, of course, that one is, can the couple maintain novelty and growth together to avoid stagnation? So we've committed to each other. We want to learn. We've learned about each other. We've seen all of our bullshit. We know each other's bullshit. Are we okay with this? Are we moving forward to this? Do we want to work on this together? And a lot of people don't make it or consider all of that when it comes to...
Most people don't.
Yeah. And
because
of course...
they don't want to own their own bullshit, much less think that their relationship is less than. You know what I mean? Like, you're non-confrontational, but you are confrontational in the aspect that you don't run from a problem. You don't try to ignore a problem. You try to figure the shit out.
Yeah, whether
so
it's...
you confront that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you'll confront those uncomfortable truths, but you're not looking for a fight.
That's right. And I used to avoid conflict. I would just be like, oh yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah,
but
that's
bad and detrimental to your own mental health.
After the affair, you give a fuck stop for that.
Yeah.
Which, silver lining.
Yes, it is. And we've worked through that in therapy, like having the really awful thing happen, but still gaining something. Yeah, gaining something out of it. So there are a lot of stages of relationships and life events in relationship that can kind of knock it off kilter. Like, if I feel that, like, in some of those stages, you can be stuck in a stage for a very long time.
Well, ours was the complacent era.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we were stuck the longest.
Right.
Because that was essentially from whenever you had Logan on, basically.
Yeah, until 2020.
Well, no, even then, there was still some complacency there because we were so busy working on ourselves.
That's fair.
You know, and we still lost sight of the relationship. Like, we were still trying.
Yeah.
But it was a more singularly focused time for us because it needed to be.
Yeah.
Because we'd never taken the time to work on ourselves.
Fair.
Not in the way that we needed to.
And that's another thing when functioning in a relationship. Can you give your partner space to grow and figure things out within reason?
Or are you going to resent them?
Or are you going to resent them?
There's certain partners that I've had that if they started, like, losing weight, well, why the fuck are you losing weight? And it's because there was other interests elsewhere type shit. Like, they start doing certain things like that, and it could be a bad thing.
Yeah,
you have
especially
to trust that your partner is doing these things to better themselves, not to better themselves and take the fuck off.
Yeah, you have to check your own insecurities in that instance.
Like, I've never thought that with you.
Yeah.
Well, I lie. Initially, I did, but that
I never
was,
gave you a reason to think.
No, you never gave me a
Yeah.
reason to think that. It was just the
Insecurities.
built up insecurities
Yeah.
over the years where you're just like, why is she putting on more makeup today? Like, that type of shit.
Yeah, but that's... You can't make that your partner's problem either.
No, I know, and I don't think I really did.
No, I don't.
I asked that you stop taking leg sock thirst traps whenever we got together. Because that was just a cry for attention. That's all it... Nah. You told me it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were dismissing it. Like, no, it wasn't. I was like, yeah, the fuck it was. We talked about this.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, that was... Outside of that, though, I mean...
Yeah.
You don't do shit like that.
That's fair and valid, because I just... Yeah. Especially now, I've changed so much from...
You don't like validation, period. But you especially don't like outside validation.
Like, I was... Little side note. I was telling Kay the other day. I don't remember how... We were talking about men as a whole. And then, like, right after that, we had just finished our conversation. We were coming out of Buc-ee's.
Boo. You know I can't stand Buc-ee's, dude. I'm not saying I don't go there. I'm just saying I don't like the idea of it. It's Walmart as a gas station.
But you like the stuff in there. Not the store stuff, but you like the food. You like the...
I don't like the idea of Buc-ee's.
Yeah, whatever. I love Buc-ee's. You know that. I love Buc-ee's. Anyway, we had to go to the bathroom and grab something to gnaw on. But as soon as we were done with part of our conversation about how men are weird and that unfortunately you can't assume good intent.
Which is sad.
Yes.
That should be the thing you assume, is that everybody has good intentions, but you can't.
You can't assume.
In this day and age, you really can't, and it's really fucking depressing.
This conversation led to my, I can't be a misandrist, because I know women who are
just as fucked up.
But right as we were getting like to the end of our conversation about, like, men are weird, you can't, the one we stopped at, because I had just picked her up. The one we stopped at. The corner where the actual Bucky statue is on the outside, because I had to put gas. We came out. There was a dude who had plenty of time to turn. Plenty of time. We were still like 15 steps from the corner. So he had plenty of time to move, and he stopped. And he was like... And then, of course... And then I was telling Kay, I was like, if universe forbid, I want this to work. I really do. But if this doesn't work, I told her flat out, I was like, I'm never dating another man. She goes, are you never dating another man, or are you just not going to date? I was like, probably both. But if I ever date again, it will not be.
Probably a woman.
Yeah, I was like, it would probably be a woman. Because I can't. No, I can't. But the thing is that I probably wouldn't date anyway, because I don't want to do all of this again. Like, I love you, and I want...
Here's all the tips and tricks for something I don't ever want to do again.
And that's trauma.
No, I get it. It just sounded really fucking funny. It's like, hey, look at all these tips and tricks that we figured out, and fuck this shit again.
No, I'm just saying... Because a lot of people aren't willing to do this work. And if I'm willing to do it and the other person is not, I would never, like, stay stuck in the stage of...
You have to understand that we're also thinking of what we've been surrounded with, and what we've been surrounded with is lazy motherfuckers that don't want to do work. On shit like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
hard
that's
workers,
your
like,
frame
in
of
work.
Reference.
Yeah, but mentally, emotionally not do hard
work.
work.
Mentally and emotionally stunted. Like,
agreed.
That's the nicest way of putting it.
Yeah.
I could use another adjective, but I'm told that that's a word
that's
that we're not supposed to say anymore.
We're not supposed to say that word anymore.
And I'm trying to be a better person. I'm just saying. But there are like, and that's the thing that I've liked about social media is I've seen that there are people that live differently.
That's
Like
fair.
we're trying to. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I'm not in the bubble anymore
that's
where
fair.
it's just like, well, this is just the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed
No,
to hate your wife and your wife's supposed to hate you and like all of it. Like, no, you're not.
you can pick.
And have a good life.
Yeah,
You're not stuck with one fucking person for the rest of your
right,
life if you choose not to be.
right.
But you have to choose it.
Yes, but and then of course, but if you choose to stay, it is work.
It's work.
It is
But nobody wants to admit that.
right. You have
Everybody's
to.
just like, oh, we just knew from the time we were fucking
Yeah.
17. Like, y'all never fucking fought. He never looked crossways at another fucking chick. A dude never hit on you and you didn't tell him. Like, none of that's ever
Nothing,
fucking happened,
no
really.
problems, zero problems.
And I don't trust people that say that
Right.
shit. Or like, we never fight. Are
And
you fucking serious?
right. And
I know your personality. There's no way you never fucking fight.
right. And I agree, but there are going to be conflicts, and we have to be honest with ourselves, our
Some's going
partners,
to be
and
self-imposed. Some of it's just going to be, I had a
normal.
shitty day,
Yeah,
and I took
I'm
it out on
snippy.
you,
Yeah.
or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
And luckily, we've gotten to a place whenever we've had a bad day, we just kind of hands off. Hey, it's been a day. I'm gonna sit and chill. Cool.
Yeah. But there are ways to kind of help that, because you can always, when rifts like that happen, and they're gonna happen. It's too
inevitable. If you're with anybody
yeah.
for more than 5 years, this
Yeah.
shit's happening.
Yeah.
And I would say that's an over.
I agree. You're going to get irritated with your person. You still love them. You still want to be around them, but things are going to irritate you. Stuff's going to happen. Your feelings are valid, but your behavior is not. If you're going to treat someone like shit
I really
because
wish
of you,
that phrase wasn't said all the fucking time in our house.
I love that it is.
I know it needs to be, but
The biggest thing, when you have those instances and when you talk about your feelings and things like that, it's really, you have to focus on how you present it.
That's my big thing.
Oh.
Like I've had to figure out that
Yeah,
just because I'm not intending it to sound shitty doesn't mean it doesn't sound shitty.
that's fair. So the big three things to kind of help with those conflicts within those relationships, in order to not just fight, and this will help emotional maturity as well. First, you have to like watch what you say, really. Use I statements. I feel my feelings.
That was a game changer.
Yeah.
Because I always just said you're doing blah 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 because that's how I knew to verbalize it. But
Yeah.
then learning that, and then what immediately whenever you say I feel, I think, blah 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 blah, it automatically takes some of the sting out of it.
Right.
And I had no clue.
Yeah, because there's a huge difference in, when you blah blah blah, it makes me feel blah blah blah, because that sounds accusatory.
That sounds like attacky.
But if you flip it and you say, I really feel,
I think that whenever you blah 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 blah,
or just
Because
literally
just
just flip
saying-
it around. You start with I statements. I feel sad when you blah blah blah, or I get angry or irritated.
my go-to is I'm irritated because blah blah blah.
That's fair.
Because I'm direct like that. Like I can't lose my directness.
Right.
So I can't dance it around it and flower it up too much, but I
That's
know
fair.
how to not say you irritated the shit out of me. You know what
Fair,
I mean? Like
fair.
I'm irritated because blah 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 blah.
And this kind of leads into the second point, where if it becomes to a point where, because the goal is to never be disrespectful, and like there's so much in conflict resolution that we were never taught and we didn't always practice.
Yeah,
but
because
like,
nobody fucking
agreed.
Everybody from like our parents' generation just pretended like there was never any fucking problems.
Yeah. Or would go head on and try to
It would either
just
be
prove their
overly
point.
aggressive
Yeah.
or non-acknowledgement.
But when you have conversations, it's 100% okay to take a break. it's okay to say,
Well, like
my,
fucking earlier, I was irritated,
yeah,
and I told you this is why I was irritated. Blah 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 blah
yeah.
blah, and we kept going, and I was just like, I don't want to have this conversation
I asked a
anymore.
question, you gave your answers. I said, okay,
And
that's it.
then
And then we went on
we
about our
moved the
day.
fuck on.
Yeah.
Yes, I still needed to decompress from it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like years ago. That would have been
The rest of the day would have been fucked.
like we still would be arguing about it
Oh, yeah.
fucking 3 hours later. Or whatever.
100%. Yeah. 100%. But that,
And it probably would have turned into something completely fucking unrelated.
probably. But it's okay to take a break. Be like, you know what? I'm really overwhelmed. I'm feeling myself get enraged. I'm feeling myself. I'm just feeling my emotions get up here, and it's preventing me from actually hearing what you're trying to say. I feel like I'm not able to
Or
verbalize what I'm saying. Whatever it is, it's okay to take a break. Be like, hey,
just realizing that, okay, I'm probably overreacting.
yeah,
And just like, look, this is what's going on in my head.
yeah.
This is what I'm telling you. I'm leaving it alone after this.
But yeah, or if that's how you want to end it, and be like, look, this is how I'm feeling about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. This is just how it is. Let's just,
But you need to also know that sometimes you don't want to talk about it. You need to talk about it.
right, and that
And that's
kind
the
of
difference.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have that knowledge to know, okay, I'm making a mountain out of a molehill with, like earlier, I was making a mountain out of a molehill. It irritated me, but ultimately, like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's
I
not
can
a
understand.
make or break fight. It's not
Right.
it's not a serious fucking argument or anything.
Right.
So, okay, I said my piece. Fuck off.
Right.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. Just
Right.
the thought, fuck off.
Yes. And that's because it's good to use, like, you can take a break in a conversation. You can pause the conversation and be
We've
like,
had to
look,
do that just because we're parents.
yeah. And it could just be like, hey, look, like the examples I was giving earlier. Hey, I'm feeling whatever emotion. I am unable to hear you right now, and I want to be able to hear you. I want to understand. Just those kinds of things. Really focus on how you're saying things, because once you start saying what you need and what you actually mean, and like, hey, I'm not trying to, but I need a break.
Well,
I need
once
to take.
you slow down, period, you can actually verbalize
Right.
more correctly. Sometimes it's
Right.
still going to be hard, but like whenever I'm heated,
Right.
as eloquent and verbose as I am, or I
It
consider
gets-
myself, it's all gone and it's fuck this, fuck that, blah 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 blah, blah, and it just starts.
It's like boxers or MMA fighters who fight emotionally. It's sloppy. But when they go in measured and calculated,
Everything's completely fucking different.
Exactly.
And it's that flow state type
Yeah.
shit where you're just like, okay, let's actually figure this shit out.
Yeah. But the most important thing out of the three is to always focus on repair. Remember that it is not, even if your partner is having or doing something that is harmful or hurtful, it's still not you versus them. It is the two of you against the
Versus
behavior.
The problem or whatever.
Yes. And to really refocus on the repair and reconnection of the two. That's the most important part. Yes, you need to be respectful, but there's going to be times where you fly off the mouth in something. You have to. Then you have to
pretty sure
apologize.
That's one of the questions our therapist asks us. Like, how have y'all been connecting?
Yes. How have you been intentionally making time for each other? And that's
That's a way better way to say it.
Yeah. You know, and then there's certain things you can make schedule time with each other, you know, and really turn towards your partner when you need those things. But the biggest thing, and of course, the Hail Mary, and honestly, this should be the start of relationships instead of the end, is
agree with
therapy. Couples therapy, individual
That's
therapy.
why the religious training shit makes sense.
It
to me,
does,
because
but
I think everybody should sit down with a therapist, and there should be
mm-hmm.
a, like we were talking about earlier, a licensing procedure
Yes.
where the therapist observes y'all talking and interacting, because they can see shit that a lot of people fucking can't.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize that I give off physical tics whenever I feel certain types of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I never realized that about myself.
Yeah.
and then to have every single therapist that I've talked to, hey, you're tense, what's up, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Like,
your body language change. What's that? Mm-hmm. Oh,
like,
I know. I pick up on it too. But,
but
I'm
you don't
just,
think about shit like that, and
yeah.
the therapist could help you pick that apart and be like, look, whenever he's doing this, he's asking for blah 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 blah,
Yeah, and I
even though he might not be able to verbalize it.
verbalize. And that is something you need to work on together is communicating, because you need to be able to actually ask for what you need. Use your words to ask. But yeah, I think it should be like once you apply for a marriage license, you have to wait 6 months. You have to do 6 months of fucking, at least 6 months of couples therapy.
Once a week at least,
Yeah.
couples therapy. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I know it's like, oh, it's fucking socialist or whatever, but
And then of course, I think everyone should also see an individual therapist. It's
'cause
just
it's a very different experience
Yes,
to do
because you
couples
need
therapy
to-
versus independent therapy, because you need both.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might have a better relationship than you do understanding of each other,
That's
or
fair.
like yourself rather.
That's fair, but still, I think everyone needs at least once a month.
Something like
Therapy.
just something.
Yeah.
Personal therapy, it needs to be once a month minimum.
Yes.
And depending on what stage in your relationship you're in, it might need to be more than that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the individuals therapy should be at least once a month too, and the couples, depending on
I've gotten to a spot where I could do like every other month.
I am not there yet.
Well, you uncovered a lot.
I did. But yeah, I mean, yes, life is hard. Relationships, if you work together as a team, the relationship in itself shouldn't be
It shouldn't be a fight.
a fight
Or
or
a struggle.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But life is hard. So hard things are going to happen. I think people confuse the two.
But you're going to go through hard things with that person too.
Right.
And it's how you deal with it, how
Right.
you communicate through it. Like,
Agreed.
just what it,
So, people need to be more, I guess, selective with their partner, see if they can do these things, and really, and I know that sounds like shitty.
No,
but
it's true.
These things need to be taught so we can be.
I was having flashbacks to
so we can
poor
have
decisions we have made.
Yeah, so we can have more information about the people we're planning on building a future with. So, again, all relationships are going to have an issue. All people are going to have different ways of processing, and everyone needs to learn how and why they process the things that they do. And remember, all relationships are work, like I said, or like I was just saying, that it's going to be work, but
You don't get stronger by not lifting.
right. And as long as you and your partner are willing to do the work and really work together and grow together and give each other space and room to grow together, everything else is figure outable. And even with infidelity, I mean, if it's something
If it's
something,
a perpetual habit, then
yeah, like if it's something that you cannot live with, then of course you have, and I had that choice, like, but everything is figure outable if you want it to be. If you think that your relationship is worth saving and worth fighting for, then everything is figure outable. If both people are willing to do it.
to actually put in the work.
But both of you gotta do it. I'm just saying, both of
You
you.
got in front of the microphone to do
Oh,
that.
I know. That's
Okay.
why I yelled
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
It's gonna get caught on somebody's microphone. I'm just saying. But yeah, you gotta do it.
That's just gonna fuck everything up.
You can cut that out. But anyway, enough of us rambling and talking everyone's ear off. I really hope this helped or helps someone maybe figure out better boundaries with people, red flags, like how to determine better red flags and not just be colorblind and be like, oh, those are green. No, they're not. How
That one's magenta.
but really, at the end of the day, a lot of this is just understanding yourself and understanding what you want, understanding what you need, and communicating that effectively, and being that for someone else as well. And if they can't do that for you, then they're not your person. I'm just saying. And then, of course, all the social media stuffs. We are everywhere, all social media platforms, anywhere you get your podcasts. Obviously, do all the likes and shares and all that stuff, please, because it helps. Our stuff. It helps. Our stuff. Stuff y'all don't worry about and don't give a shit about. But it helps, so please share.
Just like listening to the podcast.
Please like and share it. And send it, to somebody who it may help or that you think may need help. And if you have any questions, concerns,
I got
comments.
a couple of people that would delete that email immediately.
Oh, 1,000%. They wouldn't even open it. They would immediately delete. Yes. But, if you have questions, comments, concerns, if you need resources, if you have suggestions, anything, we, like I said, all social medias, we are available. But until then, we are wishing you peace, love.
Thank you for listening to this week's
all
episode.
the light in the world.
If you like this episode or know someone who would, please help us grow the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Keep up with all episodes on Buzzsprout or anywhere else you get your podcasts.